This is a story about a girl who was cast aside because of her face, a sister who stole her chance at healing, and the forgiveness that waited years to find them. Adanna was born with a birthmark that covered half her face. It was a deep, wine-colored stain that made her look like someone had spilled ink on her skin and told her to carry it forever. It was the first thing people saw and the last thing they forgot. Strangers stared at her like she was an alien. Children whispered behind her back whenever she passes. Even adults, who should have known better, let their eyes linger on her a second too long. In her family, she was the forgotten one. If she was invisible, it would have been understandable. But they clearly saw her, but chose to ignore her. Whenever they were calling the children in the neighborhood to take biscuits or sweets, her name was always called last, if it was even called at all. Her mother, Norma, doted on her older sister, Chioma, because she had a flawless skin. Her skin was so beautiful that it opened doors for her without she having to ask. Whenever her mother thinks about Chioma's pretty face, she couldn't help but smile brightly, proud about how beautiful her daughter is. Adana, on the other hand, learned early that beauty was a currency she did not have. She could only watch as Chioma got new clothes, new shoes, and all the attentions. She saw how her sister was loved by everyone, while she was ignored, as if she doesn't exist. So she taught herself to stop expecting things from people. She decided that if no one would give her anything, she would work hard for the things she needed by herself. So she worked. Every afternoon after school, she moved from house to house in the estate, looking for women who needed their hair done. The women paid 5,000 naira per head, sometimes an extra 1,000 naira if they were feeling generous. She saved every note, folding them carefully into a small tin box she kept hidden. Her dream was a laser treatment she saw online. The doctor said it has two sessions, costing 400,000 naira each, 800,000 naira in total. For 3 years, she continued saving patiently, until one day she came home to receive the greatest shock of her life. Adanna had worked years for the money in that green tin box. For the past 3 years, she had been waking up before dawn while her mates were still sleeping. In late afternoons, while others were playing or gisting among themselves, she was walking from house to house in their big estates looking for customers. She had more money than all her peers combined, but while they spent money buying new clothes, perfumes, and other beautiful things, she would just stay there, envisioning how she would look like after performing the procedure. She was almost there. The money was almost complete. It was only a matter of time until her sister ruined everything. That evening, she came home with her arms heavy, her body tired, but her mind light. She could almost see how smooth and uniform her skin would be, almost see her face without the stain. She went to her room. Immediately, she knelt beside her bed and, as usual, reached under the mattress for the tin box. It was not there. She pulled the mattress up. Nothing. Her heart stopped. It has to be here. I put it here. I always put it here. She checked under the bed. Nothing. No, 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 no. Her heart began to pound faster. She crawled to the corner, pulled out a pile of her sister's things, and found the box hidden behind them. She pulled it out, her hands shaking so badly she could barely hold it, and opened the lid. Please, please, let it be here. Let it be that I mistakenly kicked it away while I was sleeping last night. Please, let it not be that Choma has taken all my money. When she opened the lid, the emptiness of the box stopped her brain for 30 seconds. She couldn't believe it. The note she had counted so many times was gone. The future she had saved for, dreamed of, bled for, gone. Just like that. She walked into the living room on legs that did not feel like her own. Chioma was there, sitting on the sofa. She was on a video call, flaunting her new gold earrings to her friend. A designer bag and two expensive shoes also sat beside her. When she noticed Adanna coming, Chioma looked up and smiled after seeing the empty box in her sister's trembling hands. Don't look at me like that, she said, tilting her head, admiring her new earrings in the mirror. What do you even think you wanted to do with that large amount of money? Hmm? You thought you could buy beauty? You thought some doctor with a laser was going to fix what God Himself decided you should carry. She laughed. I'm going to burst that bubble for you. Since you have been living in delusion for so long, you were never meant to be beautiful. You see that mark on your face? That's not a mistake. That's a reminder, a warning. So people see you and know exactly what you are. You might think I'm cruel, but that's not true. I'm just being honest. You should know that I'm the only person in the world who will tell you the truth. She stood up, walking toward Adanna, looking down at the empty tin. You want to know what you are supposed to do with your life? You're not supposed to dream or hope or pretend you could be someone else. We are supposed to braid hair. Yes, bring the money home and be grateful that someone like me is even willing to spend it for you. She reached out and tapped the empty box with her finger. Because let's be honest, Adana, what was that money going to do for you? Nothing. You still be the one with the stain. You still be the one who no one looks at. You still be the one who sets the table while the rest of us eat. At least this way, the money actually brought something beautiful, something worth looking at. So do yourself a favor, Adana. Call back to your customers. Keep breathing, keep saving, and bring it to me when you are done. That's your purpose. That's always been your purpose. The sooner you accept it, the easier your life will be. As soon as she was done, she catwalked away, proud of what she had done. Adana cried until there were no tears left. She laid on her bed, the empty tin beside her, her fingers curled into fists. She thought about the 3 years, all the sacrifices she made just to save that much money. She could have slept more like her body wanted. She could have gone out to play with her mates or even bought good clothes, shoes, designer bags, but she didn't. Not because she didn't like them or she couldn't afford them, but she had a goal, something more important than all these material things. But now, everything was gone. Just like that, they were all taken by the one person who was supposed to be her sister. She thought about giving up. She let herself imagine it. No more hustling, no more hoping for the day the mark on her face is removed. Just living like the others, accepting her fate as the forgotten one. But the thought did not settle. It sat wrong. It's impossible. Because she had not worked 3 years to let someone who had never worked a day in her life decide her future. So she made up her mind, not skeptically, not cautiously, but with certainty, like a woman who had decided that no one, not her mother, not her sister, not the world, would ever make her feel small again. They think I'm done, she thought. They think I'll call up and disappear. I will not let them have the last laugh. I will not just come back, I will come back bigger, better, unrecognizable to all the people who had written me off. She made up her mind to expand her territory beyond the estate. She started walking every morning before the sun was fully up. She left the compound with her flyers made by writing her name and phone number on thin papers. She knocked on gates in neighboring streets to talk to women in their homes. She left her number at the market stores where women gathered. She went to saloons and asked if they had excess clients they could send her way. At first, people said no. Some laughed, some closed their gates before she finished speaking, but she kept going. Then one woman called, then another, then a group of them. They included women who worked in offices, women who wanted their hair done after hours, women who liked that she came to them. She took extra clients. She worked weekends, worked public holidays, worked through the Hamatans when her hands cracked and bled. She wrapped them in clothes and kept braiding. She worked through the heat of dry season, sweat dripping into her eyes. Her back bent over heads for hours at a time. She did not take break. She did not complain. She saved every single naira. At night, she soaked her hands in warm water and counted her earnings. 5,000 naira, 30,000, 100,000. The stack grew slowly at first, then faster. She hid the money in a new tin box, one she kept somewhere Chioma would never think to look. Within a year and a half, she had saved it back. Not just 500,000, but more. She sat on her bed one night, the box open beside her, and counted 100,000, 250,000 naira, 600,000 naira. Yes, she had done it. She had rebuilt everything Choma stole and then gotten some in half the time. She closed the box, She did not smile. She simply looked at the money and made herself a promise she intended to keep. This time, no one would take anything from me. She was certain she would complete the money this time and get her beauty. But if only she knew what her sister would do to her, maybe she would have done things differently. Chioma watched her sister come back stronger. She was still saving, still working, still believing. The jealousy rose in her throat like bile. Adanna was smarter, harder working, more determined, better than her in every way that mattered. The beauty she carried was Chioma's only edge, her only claim to being the favored one. Without it, she was nothing. And if Adanna succeeded, then Chioma would have nothing left to hold over her. Nothing at all. So she made the decision. She has to eliminate Adanna now before it's too late. So Adanna has to do something fast before her sister kills her. Did Adanna manage to undergo the procedure or Chioma killed her first? What later happened when Chioma attempted to murder Adanna? This and others you will find out in the part 2 of this interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified when we post the second part. Like the video and tell us what you would have done if you're in Adanna's shoe. Thank you for watching.